Louie Revette, a 38-year-old, has recently pled guilty for burning crosses in African American community homes. He also had an accomplice who helped him to build these crosses. Here to give us more insight on this story is Louie Thompson. Louie, this is an interesting story. I honestly thought that we were past or beyond the whole thing of burning crosses in people's yards, but obviously we're not.
Yeah, Nisi, this is a tragic story in and of itself. It's just unbelievable and horrendous that in the 21st century we still have people who resort to such demeaning, hateful, disrespectful things. This story is beyond comprehension.
So tell me exactly what happened here. I know that there were some crosses; they were burned in some kind of way. But what's the situation here?
I think from what I read and what I have researched, this young man was poised, was trying to intimidate the residents of a predominantly African American community by burning crosses in their yard to scare them, basically. And interestingly enough, had gone around trying to recruit others to assist him in doing this. This is just, this is a story that I just can't wrap my mind around, because it's almost as if he was trying to recruit for the KKK or something to resurge the organization in that area. And you know, Mississippi is already a volatile city and territory within civil rights altogether. And for this to be happening in the 21st century, it just exposes that we are not that far removed from the annals of hate and hostility that people hold relative to people of color.
Where did he even get these crosses from?
Well, the storyline says that he built them in conjunction with some other person that was considered a friend, of whom I think is yet to be sentenced. But this gentleman was sentenced to 11 years. And, you know, there's those who question, is that enough? I noticed the prosecutor was pushing for more time because he wanted to send a message that was strong and stern, that these types of heinous crimes against people will not be tolerated in the 21st century. I must admit, this prosecution did try to reach for the maximum, and they tried to send a strong message. Even the Attorney General in this area tried to send a strong message that these types of things will not be tolerated in 21st century society.
Did Mr. Revette seem remorseful at all once he was sentenced?
Well, all that I have learned from the story is that he said he was apologetic, and that he cannot believe he did that or committed such hateful things. But this remorse after the fact type stuff, I don't know if it is to be taken serious, because it was definitely premeditated. He constructed the crosses. He identified the neighborhood. He identified the house that he would start with, the family that he would start with. So I don't know how much is this remorse for having done the crime, or remorse because he was sentenced to 11 years in federal prison.
I would probably be remorseful too if I was being sentenced to 11 years.
Absolutely.
Dr. Louie Thompson,
Absolutely.
as always, thank you so much for joining us.